In the previous class, we saw sound, where it is produced and when it is produced, and in our human body where the sound is produced and how we hear the sound. In this class, we are going to see properties of sound. If you know the physical properties, you know the different sound types, how the sounds are different. Okay? And then we are going to see what is the difference between noise and music. Okay, let's start. In previous class, we saw sound is produced, how it is produced. But sound also has to travel from one place to another. Right? Okay. For example, you go to school. How? By two-wheeler, by auto rickshaw, or by school bus. Many options are there, but you need something to go to reach your destination. Like the same way, sound also need medium for propagation. Okay? Sound needs medium. Okay? The matter or the substance through which the sound is transmitted. See, which the sound is transmitted through. That's called medium. Okay? So, to produce vibrations, that vibrations only causes sound. So, to produce vibrations, that we need material body. So, therefore, medium is needed for sound to travel. Okay? Next, physical properties of sound. You understand the physical properties, then once you come to know why the sounds are different. Okay, the sound of men, women, insects, vehicles, and animals are different. Because of that, certain changes, certain physical properties, the sounds are different. Okay? Amplitude, wavelength, frequency, are the most physical properties of sound. Okay? You see in this picture, this is the wave of quieter sound and this is the wave of louder sound. Okay? Amplitude. What is amplitude? See, here the maximum displacement of a point on a wave away from its undisturbed position. This is amplitude. And this is the graph for quieter wave. And this is the graph for louder wave. You see the difference between these two waves. This amplitude is different, entirely different. Because of this sound. The sound is very lighter. Then only the wave is very smaller. And this one is a louder one. Then only the amplitude of a wave is high. Okay? Then we move on to wavelength. What the distance from the point on one wave to the equivalent position. So this is equivalent position of an adjacent wave. Okay? The difference between this is this wavelength. Okay? The minimum distance in which the sound wave repeats itself. Okay? This distance is known as wavelength. Okay? Next, frequency. Okay? This is the frequency of low pitch and this is the high frequency graph of high pitch. Okay? Frequency. What is frequency? It's the oscillations of wave. Oscillations. Number of waves per second. Number of oscillations per second. Okay? This wave has small waves are there. This graph is for low frequency, low pitch voice, and this graph is for high pitch voice. Therefore, the number of oscillations are many compared to this graph. Frequency is measured in hertz. Our ear has the certain limit to hear, that is about 20 hertz and below 20,000 hertz. Within these two, only human ear can able to hear sounds. Okay? So, higher frequency, ultrasound machines with higher frequency to detect some problem in our body. That sound and all our human ear cannot detect. Some animals like dog can hear higher frequency. That sound also we cannot able to detect. Within this limit only we can able to detect. See this picture, you can understand. So 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, that is 20 k hertz. So see this picture. Within this limit only human able to hear. So below 20 hertz is another name. It is called, so below 20 hertz is also known as infrasound. It's animal hearing. But below 20 hertz it's called infrasound, and above 20,000 hertz it's also called, that sound is ultrasound. Then we move on to noise and music. What is the difference between noise and music? Music is an organized sound. This sound cannot create any problem to our ear. But noise is an unorganized sound. It can create such problems in humans like anxiety, blood pressure, restlessness, sometimes hearing impairment. At last, this noise leads to sound pollution. Okay, sound pollution. Measures to limit sound pollution. To control noise, must control the sources of noise, where it arrives. You must control. Silencing devices must be installed in vehicles. Because sound pollution mostly arrives in main road. So silencing device must be installed in vehicles. And noise producing industry should set up away from our residential area. It's very, very important one. Okay. Next, trees must be planted along the roads and around the buildings to cut down on the sound reaching residential area, thus reduce the harmful of noise pollution. So planting trees in our residential area and around the buildings is very, very important. Okay, this is very, 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 very important thing. Okay, and control the sources of noise, and silenced devices must be installed, and noise producing industries should be set up away from our residential area. And very, very important is tree planting. Okay. Okay, let's revise what we saw now. First, we saw the sound needs medium for propagation. Sound needs medium for propagation. It cannot travel through vacuum, and it can travel through air, liquid, gases. Okay, next we saw the properties of sound. Okay, you know the physical properties, then only you came to know why the sound so different. Okay, next, properties of sound. Amplitude, simple, the maximum displacement of a point on a wave away from its undisturbed position. This is known as amplitude. Okay, next, wavelength. Wavelength means a minimum distance in which a sound wave repeat itself. Okay, sound wave repeat itself. This is wavelength. Next, frequency. Frequency means it's nothing but number of oscillations per second. Okay, this is frequency, and it's measured in hertz. We can able to hear the 2000. We can able to hear about 2000 hertz and below 20,000 hertz. In between this, we can able to hear, and then we can see the difference between noise and music. It's an unorganized sound is noise, and organized sound is music. Okay, then that's all. Thank you. Bye bye.